it in the round. Woo! That's what it is. Yes, come on. This is where you fix whatever problems you got is in here. The cage is baseball church for a hitter. Any little problem you have or any problems you got going on, if you're in a freaking slump, if you're not in a slump, if you feel good, bad, whatever, this tee and this cage, that fixes all your problems. So, yes, sir. Keep that consistent. Keep that consistent, baby. Yeah, we're gonna sign something. I'm signing something. I don't care what it is. Sign my name on a homework piece, but I'll sign something though. I keep that swing. Come on. Come on. I'm walking around in 100+ degree weather, feeling like an absolute failure every single day, and every single day you feel like a failure. It hits you and hits you and hits you and hits you. But in my mind, the only thing that I felt comfortable with was exercise. So I wouldn't eat, but I go to the gym at 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep, and then I go back to the gym again after practice, and I go back to the gym later that night. I would go into the gym 3 times a night, but not doing productive things. I'm just doing any workout I can, and I still felt terrible. I never was part of a team ever. Growing up, my brother and I were our only friends, really, until he got old enough, he started having friends on his own. I'd never been a part of like a unit of people that all cheered each other on and actually had like a genuine happiness for just playing. Like that first day, just being a part of a team, felt amazing to me. It was like a euphoric. It just felt like a drug almost, just like it felt so good being part of a team and being a part of something. Like I said, we didn't really have the money to do that. We didn't have enough money to just up and quit things. Like when I got here, my parents could not get me anything. My mom and dad really had to, get their money together to get me baseball pants. Like we had to plan it. We had to be like, okay, in 2 weeks from now, we can get you baseball pants. And, I needed cleats and a glove and batting gloves and, a hat. Because of that, there was no really real room for trying out stuff. It was more of like, if you're going to do it and commit to it. And I made myself that promise when I first stepped on this field. And honestly, until I had no other avenue to get where I wanted to get to, I wasn't really going to stop. Every time I step on this field and do my workout, man, it puts me in this mindset of this place like I'm freaking 17 again, and then coach would say I had to leave, and then I'd come back, I'd sneak back in and run my stadiums, not having any idea what my future would hold for me, like having no idea what was gonna happen at all. Like literally couldn't see where I was gonna be a year from that moment. And just running every day, up and down these steps every day. Don't even think it even made me better at baseball. It even made me faster. It just would tire me out. But I started in high school, and they put me on the freshman team and all that kind of stuff. You work your way up. Only reason why I even worked my way up was just through age. I was a junior, so I had to be on JV. I was a senior, so I had to be on varsity. After high school, probably the worst game of my life I had during high school, and I thought the world was over and I thought I wasn't going to play anymore, and then I got a call from John Welker. He was the head coach of the baseball team at College of the Desert, which is the name of the college, which is confusing. But I went there and I played for 2 years, and that was probably the most impactful 2 years of my whole entire life. It changed everything about myself and made me come back a different person. So I appreciate it as much as it definitely tested me. I had financial struggles. I had no money at all. Any money that I had for financial aid went straight to rent, so I had no money for food. So I just felt stuck in this desert. The only thing that felt good to me, not even good, but just felt normal to me, was exercise, because in those small amounts of times I was exercising was the only moments in my life where I didn't think of much, I didn't feel anything really, and at that moment I'd rather feel nothing than feel sadness. Being in it was terrible. There was one time I remember I was cleaning the dishes and I had a knife, and as dramatic as it sounds, but it really was it. I had this knife and I just thought to myself, if I had this knife and I just took it to my wrist or whatever the case may be, the fact that I really was genuinely okay with it, it didn't bother me or scare me at all wanting to do it. I found a very great persistent group of people who did a Bible study, and they found me, and I went to their Bible studies consistently, and that helped me a lot too, just learning more about the word itself and being a little more grateful about those kinds of things. And then also just trying to put my energy as much as I possibly can in staying positive, smiling more even when you don't feel like smiling, going out when you don't feel like going out. Even then I still wake up every single day with just a burning sensation in me that I know that I could do better than people even think I can. I know not everybody's got a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away, 'cause I know all the games you play, because I play them too. If this does make the actual end cut, whatever, before everybody throws a fit, no, I don't season my chicken. And there's nothing you can do about it. I'm a Renaissance man.
You're so stupid.
I was always a passionate person, a passionate kid, so, and I had nowhere to put that passion at. It was more of like, I just, you know what I'm saying? My dad was always so worried that Elijah and I would get hurt because we lived in such a small town, Victorville, which was labeled like the 10th dangerous city in like the world or something like that, or in the United States, whatever it was. So the rules were pretty cutthroat. It was, we get to school, we get home, and anything else that we had to do, it felt like we had to go through a bunch of hoops just to go outside for about 10, 20 minutes, because it was a really rough time growing up. So some people, when I got to the high school, the public school, just saw me as a weird kid or a goofy kid. I mean, I really wasn't surprised on it, because I mean, I didn't know how to be, I didn't know what was normal, what was not. We were never really too involved in a lot of things, so me trying to acclimate and be like other kids was hard. It was hard to fit in. I just, again, the same thing like normal kids. A lot of kids have their parents at their games all the time, which, I mean, sounds cool, but I don't know. I mean, not having my parents at my games really it didn't bother me per se. If anything, it just helped, because like I said, it made it more of a solo journey. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids would probably hear, okay, your parents don't come to games, and they think it's a sad thing. It's not really a sad thing. It's more of it helps me, like I said, grow more as a person. So when they do come to a game or two, like, it doesn't make me nervous. It doesn't bother me at all. If anything, it makes me want to play better. You know what I'm saying? All my work is purely up to me. So it's not like they were there like, okay, like, make sure you do this, this, and this. It's all up to me. I could have gone home at 3 o'clock every day, and it wouldn't make a difference. So I might as well come home at 9 o'clock if that means I could hit longer and try to get better. So that helped a lot.
You made it really easy because you were that way. That's real, man. You know, I'm not kidding. It's once you found it, that's what you wanted to do. You love, that's what you wanted to do. That was your motivation. Jordan he was going to a charter school down in San Diego, and he wanted to do more than I guess what that program had allowed me to do.
They had archery.
Then,
That was it.
And so he approached me and he was like, Dad, I want to get in the sport. He was always into wrestling. Always into wrestling. I mean, we're talking Batista, The Rock, you name it, we were into it and just it was a party all the time. So, and me, I'm a
Yeah. Gravy. The percentile of high school players to make it to Division I baseball is about 5.6%. The percentile for junior college players to make it to Division I is about 2 to 3%. So for me, starting from never touching a baseball at the age of 16 to getting to a community college, transferring to another one, getting cut from the one I transferred from, and making it to a Division I school, that would be less than 1%. One day, it seemed like everything that could go wrong was just going wrong, and I couldn't see anything getting right at that point. And I broke down. I was crying. I got on my knees, I cried, and I prayed to God, and I said, look, God, I'm sorry that I've been trying to do this by myself. I'm sorry that I was trying to do this on my own. I'm sorry that I thought that I could just carry this heavy load without any support. I just told him, I said, word for word, God, I put my life in your hands, steer it the way that you see fit, and I can only pray that that direction is baseball. Ah! Fuck. And that's why I had it. All right, last one coming out. Ah!